Right, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? So, we're going to talk briefly a consumer transaction loan for personal use versus business use. So, there's like different dimensions, right, of doing business. So, this is what I learned. I had applied for an SBA loan, but I had talked to them in the stance of a power of attorney over the principal and the principal's interest. And I told them, this is a consumer transaction, is what I'm initiating here. But they said we cannot do that because we do not do personal guarantees. Generally, this does not happen with business. You don't do a consumer transaction with business. Okay. So two different realms that operate with similar frameworks, but they go into different boxes, all right, or they go into different circles. Better said. Now, what are those different circles? Obviously, one is consumer transaction that is for personal use. Okay, there's a big difference between between a consumer transaction for personal use, family or household use. That's what a consumer transaction is. Usually an agreement or exchange where one party purchases goods or services for personal, family, or household use. This includes things like buying groceries and new phone and hiring someone to move your lawn. Okay? Now, don't confuse hiring someone with, oh, if I have a business. No, this means like they're saying like, hey, you need this service, so you're going to hire someone. All right, not in the traditional sense where, hey, I am the business and I'm going to do that. All right, but people do set up their own businesses that way with their families, and they have it all within their circle. Okay, you essentially can be your own banks. All right. So this is the difference between a consumer transaction and one that is a business transaction. The Small Business Administration does not typically offer consumer transaction loans. They deal primarily for businesses and are not intended for personal use. Okay. So that's where their area is. Okay. And this is for many of you who maybe are a little confused. Maybe you tried to apply for a loan, but you try to go in with power of attorney for the principal, when maybe you should have been power of attorney for the business of the principal. Okay. Because if it's a business and you see a business, well, obviously there's a principal in charge of the business, and then obviously there is an agent in charge of the principal, handling all the affairs of the principal, including the business entity that the principal is created. See how that works? So it's like breaking off, breaking off, breaking off. Essentially, it's like a layer breaking off, breaking off, breaking off to protect your privacy and individual freedom versus the uh, obligations and maybe errors that may occur or that have occurred, better said, in the past when it comes to initiating transactions for the business. Okay. So that's going to be just real quick right there for you guys. Don't have really much to say on that. All right. And I hope that helps you guys out. And remember, as I said, if you want to be part of the Mega Project, you need to send an email. And if you want to support this channel, you can do so at the moment through Cash App. All right. So that's all we have for you today. And I will see you guys soon. I might make something else later. But we are going to we're going to farm this market, right? Because seed, fruit with seed is good. All right. Peace.